Oh, we didn't lose too many. That's good.
I locked the door.
Before I go on, I want to recognize two people at the back, and they are fellow Toastmaster people. Roxanne and Rook are back there someplace. I have started attending Toastmasters here in Marion. It's every Tuesday night at 5:30 in the library. It has actually helped me a lot in telling stories and making speeches. They push you real hard to be better. I have said "and" a few times tonight during the course of some of my stories. Not as much as I used to. If you would like to join us, as I said, it's every Tuesday at 5:30 at the library. They're nice people. They care, and they care about communication. I thought I was a good communicator. I'm better now than before I started going to Toastmasters. I'm not perfect. But daggone, I'm having fun! Anyway, most of the second half is taken up with two themes. The first one is the theme of Little Johnny. Little Johnny is my next door neighbor. He gets in more trouble. He's irrepressible. He's got a sister that's just cuter than anything. You'll be hearing a little bit about Lavinia. Lucy has written a song about Little Johnny. It's a sad song, but it is so good. Lucy?
Here we go.
Hmm?
I said, here we go.
Go for it.
Little Johnny presses his nose against the pane. He sees his mother sewing. He's been playing in the rain. Get on inside now, boy, and furnish up your chores. Little Johnny's raincoat is dripping on the floor, and the wheels inside his head go round and round. Little Johnny's feet never seem to touch the ground. Bounding up the stairs, right behind the door, his mother calls up to him as she sweeps the kitchen floor. Little Johnny looks, he sees a mess upon the floor. Paper planes, toy rockets, and an owl made of stone. He shoves them underneath the bed. Now his chores are done. He spots a bedroom window. It's calling him to run. Quietly the frame lifts from the sill. One leg's climbing over the other bed, and still suddenly he hears a knock behind the door. His mother's voice is calling, and she's louder than before. Making hasty swings, both feet across the sill, fingers gripping tightly despite the damp and chill. Now the rain is pouring down to land a branch below. One foot standing steady, but the other cannot hold. Fingers slipping, Johnny glances down. His mother hears such screaming as he falls down to the ground. Rushing down the stairs, running out the door, she calls to little Johnny, but his cry she hears no more. Little Johnny's lying face down in the rain, his poor mother's sobbing 'cause she's never felt such pain. People gather round, now they hear the deadly sounds, the sad songs of the sirens, the officers abound. Little Johnny lost his life that day. A muddy water puddle holds the footprints from his place. And now the church bells toll, they're ringing for a soul of a small boy who was full of light and mischief as it's told. Little Johnny's body laying in a grave, his mother cries in mourning for a life she could not save. Children tell the story now, even to this day, of little Johnny's fateful fall while playing in the rain.
They're not in. Hold on a second here. We'll get this straight. Okay. Johnny, as I said, is sort of an odd little kid. There are people who say things about him like, he's got ways about him that just ain't right. When little Johnny was 7, he went riding down the country lane to Farmer Smith's house. Farmer Smith is out planting soybeans. And Johnny says, Mr. Smith, can I take some pictures of me and your tractor? I said, well, sure. I'm going to go in and get some iced tea, and you go ahead. I'll be back in a few minutes. When Mr. Smith gets back, Johnny is in his underwear, taking selfies of himself with the tractor, so, rubbing the headlights and caressing the steering wheel. Mr. Smith says, Johnny, what are you doing? And little Johnny says, well, I asked my daddy how I could make Selena be my girlfriend. And he said, well, you're just going to have to do something sexy to attract her. Johnny's sister, these people live next door to me. Johnny's sister is Lavinia. Lavinia is off the charts cute. Lavinia had a bunny. The bunny's name was Fluffy. I came home one afternoon and there's my dog playing with Fluffy. This is not good because Fluffy is very, very dirty and very, very dead. I thought, how am I going to tell Lavinia that my dog killed Fluffy? So I panicked, and I took the body into the house, and I shampooed it, used a blow dryer on it, and snuck it back into the hutch, hoping that they'd think he died a natural death. George came over a day or so later and said, "Ted, there are some really weird people around here." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, Fluffy died." I said, "Nobody told me." And it's true, nobody had told me. No, I will go to my grave, nobody told me. The worst part about that is, says George, that after we buried Fluffy, somebody dug him up and washed him off and put him back in the hutch. Lavinia came home from preschool one day, wired. Not one, but 2 birthday cakes. Bouncing off the walls, sugar jag. It was just terrible. And George said they finally got her to bed around midnight. And he went and he was working on his computer. Lavinia showed up and said, "Daddy, do you know how old I'm going to be on my next birthday?" "Sweetheart, why don't you tell me?" And she held up 4 fingers, and they've been questioning her for a week, and she won't tell them where she found them. Christmas dinner. Grandma's house. Every leaf is in the dining room table. There's a card table at each end. It's 24 feet long. It's groaning with food. Now, you can smell the turkey, can't you? Go ahead. Smell the turkey. And over there, that apple pie is going to be just the right temperature for melting some ice cream on after dinner. Little Johnny is sitting at his place at the table. He's got his knife and his fork. He's so hungry he could eat his own hand. He feels like he hasn't eaten in a week. Mom puts down a plate of food in front of Johnny, and he starts gobbling it up. "Johnny," the dreaded mom voice. Everybody knows the dreaded mom voice. "Johnny, what are you doing?" "What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm hungry, I'm eating, I'm starving." "You can't eat yet." "Why not?" "We haven't prayed over the food." And Johnny's last words, said loud enough for the entire table to hear him, was, "This is Grandma's house. We don't have to pray over the food here. She knows how to cook." Johnny came home from school one day. He had his backpack, and he took the backpack and he threw it in the corner and says, "Nintendo, here I..." Suddenly, the mom voice. Johnny hears a lot of the mom voice. The mom voice says, "We can't play today. We need to go out. We need to go over to Aunt Louisa's. Jake, her brand new baby, is home from the hospital, and we're going to go meet Jake." So they're in the car going over, and Mom looks up in the rearview mirror, says, "Johnny, when we get over there, don't say a word about Jake's ears." "His ears? What do you mean?" "Well, let's put it this way. His lack of ears. He was born without external ears. Internal ears he has, he can hear fine, but the outside ears, they call it the pinna, they didn't grow. When he's bigger, the plastic surgeons will be able to build him new ears and everything will be fine." So they're at Aunt Louisa's and they're oohing and ahhing over Jake. Johnny looks up, says, Aunt Louisa, are his eyes okay? Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Why? Well, if he needs glasses, he's pretty well screwed. Johnny is in love with Julia, who lives on the other side of him. He's 7, she's 6. Johnny goes over to Mr. Jones, her mother, and says, we want to get married. You want to get married? He thinks this is the cutest thing ever, and he says, well, where are you going to live? Oh, it's okay. We measured our bedrooms, and my bedroom is 7 square feet bigger than Julia's, so we'll move in my house. Okay, this is getting better and better. Well, what are you going to do for money? And he says, between us, we get $10 a week allowance. That's over $500 a year. We're rich. And Papa says, well, what are you going to do if you have children of your own? And Johnny says, it's not a problem. We've been pretty lucky so far. That's maybe mercifully the end of the little Johnny stories. The rest of my stories revolve around a fellow named Sam.